This is the MPow Armor Bluetooth speaker. And inside the box, you get a nice instruction manual. This one is only in English. Yours may, if you're in a different country, you may get it in a different language, but mine only came in English. It's easy to read and understand. You get two cables. The first one is a flat cable, which is really nice. And it's a 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter. Now, you may be asking, what's this for? Well, if your device does not have Bluetooth, or you just simply do not want to use Bluetooth, that's what this cable is for. You get a charging cable. One end, it's a full-size USB. And on the other side, it's a micro USB. Of course, you do happen to get the speaker itself. Now, it is a single speaker in here, and it's a 5-watt speaker. It is shockproof, has a splash-proof rating of IPX65. You do get up to 10 hours of playtime with this. Weighs about 12 or 13 ounces. The Bluetooth range is 10 meters or about 32 feet. Does have an internal battery of 1,000 milliamp hours. Now let's take a look around. This is the front. The whole unit is mainly plastic. On the bottom you do get some nice rubber feet to help keep it in place. It also has the MPow branding right there on the bottom. The back, one side and the other. And if you lift up this flap, you're going to see the charging port, the micro USB charging port. And there is the auxiliary port where you would plug in that 3.5 millimeter cable. This flap has a full-size USB port. Because this has a 1,000 milliamp hour battery in it, you can actually use this as a power bank to charge up your device. You just take the cable that it comes with, or if you happen to have an Apple product, you would use a lightning cable. Plug it into this and your device, and you charge up your device. Now, it's a 5-volt, 1 amp output on that port. Once again, 5-volt, 1 amp. On the top of the unit, you're going to, right here in the center is your power button, also known as your multifunction button. These are your volume up and down buttons, also your track skips. To do a track skip, or to forward yourself to the next song, you do a long and you press and hold it until you hear the song change. The same goes to go backwards. Press and hold till you hear the song change. Volume, you just do a quick press like that. To turn the unit on, you simply press and hold the button. And you'll hear that tone. That means it's on, because it's an ascending tone, meaning it's going from a low to a high note. Now, if you see this flashing red and blue lights, that means it's ready to pair. And once you pair the Armor speaker to your device, this will automatically connect to your device every single time you turn it on. To turn it off, you simply press and hold the button again. And you get the descending tone, meaning it goes from high to low. Also, when you're charging the unit, a red light will appear here. When the red light goes off, it means it's fully charged. One thing I noticed, now this is me, nothing in the description, nothing from MPow, this is my claim. I was playing a song through it, so I turned it all the way down so there was no sound to be heard. Then I started clicking the buttons all the way until the max volume. I got 28 clicks. That's my count. Well, also, once you hit the highest volume, you'll hear a little bit of a beep. Same thing going all the way down. You'll hear a little bit of a beep when you go all the way to the lowest level. And the same goes from going to the highest level down to the lowest level. Once again, 28 8 clicks. Now this does not contain a microphone. What that means is you cannot take calls with this speaker. Okay, once again, no microphone, so you cannot take calls with this speaker. Alrighty, let's get you outside and test this little speaker. See how good it is. Okay, I'm out in my backyard and I'm about to give you a demonstration of the MPow Armor Bluetooth speaker. Let me turn it on. And make sure it's all paired up. Oops. Hold. There we go. Now that means it's turned, this is turned up all the way. I'm using my Lumia 520 as the MP3 player. And the volume is currently set at 15. What I'm going to do is walk over there to my gate, and then we're going to turn this up all the way so you can see how loud it is. This will be a good demonstration because, as you can hear on the main road on the other side of my fence, there's a lot of cars going on. Now my phone is turned up all the way, and I'm probably about a good 22-23 feet away, maybe a little bit more than that actually, from the MPow Armor Bluetooth speaker. I don't know if this will show up very well, probably not, but let me turn it down a little bit more. Like I said, that's right now the volume on my phone is turned up all the way, and up on the speaker the volume is up all the way, and the phone volume goes up to 30, and I just went down to 25. I just put it down to 20. I can still hear it even over the cars passing by, and it's a nice level to have if you're working far away from the speaker at this distance, but the car traffic and everything kind of does drown it out. Let me go down to 15, halfway volume on my phone, and at this distance I would say that's not a good volume, but I mean you can still barely hear it. So let me turn it up again all the way. That's all the way. Now also I want to remind you that the speaker is not pointed directly at me. It's pointed straight at the fence over here. And to prove that to you, let me slowly walk up to it so you can see exactly how the speaker has been positioned. See, it's not pointing directly at me when I was by the fence. Let me turn that down a little bit. Now let's see what happens if I were to point this directly at where I was standing. I'm going to turn the volume up all the way again. Now, as you can hear, it's actually a tiny bit louder when it's directly pointed at my ears and the phone. I'm going to turn it down again in 5-point increments. So right there it's 25. Let's go down again to 20. And now back down to 15. So I hope that was a good demonstration for you on how loud the MPow Armor speaker is in such a small package. Alright, that concludes the audio test and demonstration of the MPow Bluetooth speaker. If you're wondering why I had this speaker on the ground, well, the answer is quite simple. Since the ground and the grass around it does absorb a lot of the sound waves, I just wanted to show you how much volume it's still pumping out from such a small speaker. Sure, I could have put it on top of a bucket or a table or something of that nature, and you would have heard it a lot louder than that. But for me, testing something like this close to the ground with all that sound absorption, and you're still able to clearly hear it from about 20 to 30 feet away, that just goes to show you how well this little speaker performs. So to me, that was a lot better test than, like I said, having it propped up higher. So just remember, if you want more sound coming out of it, just prop your Bluetooth speaker a little higher up off the ground, and it'll perform better. Now that the audio test and demonstration is over, I'd like to say that this little speaker performs really well. It has a great amount of bass. There's a nice satisfying thump in it. You know, it's there. It does have a nice thump. The mid-range is really clean on this. It was really kind of surprising. It wasn't too tinny. It was pretty much right on, perfect. The high end, now that, I must admit, was a little bit lower than I expected. I mean, you still heard all the S's and the cymbal hits, but it really wasn't as quite as pronounced as I thought it would be. But it was a very pleasant listening experience. So to be honest with you, for this little speaker that only has one speaker on side, this really does perform really well. It's definitely worth the money.